Clay, you're an entrepreneur. I'm an entrepreneur. And as they say in Stoic, the obstacle is the way. And so if you let these pinheads get in your way, you're in trouble. Acta non verba is the motto of the U.S. Merchant Marine Academy at Kings Point, New York. I had appointments to Naval Academy and Kings Point Merchant Marine Academy. And Merchant Marine Academy's motto was acta non verba. In other words, don't listen to what a person says. Watch what they do. Clay, my honor to be on your show. And thank you for all you do. I hear the ripple effects from you are good ripple effects. You know what I mean? People rave about what they learn from you. So congratulations.
My name is Kevin Thomas, and the name of our company is MultiClean. We are a commercial janitorial service, and we serve the entire state of Oklahoma and Kansas and soon to be Arkansas. We have probably grown probably 5 times. We've added, I think when we first started with you, we had 60 to 65 employees. And now we have a little over 300 employees. Before we got involved with Thrive Time, we didn't really have any systems or processes in place. I've probably been to, in 6-7 years, I've probably been to 12 to 13 business conferences. And amazingly, each time I go, I learn something new, and I'm so excited to bring it back and show the team about marketing and how to implement, how to help you guys implement the SEO. And the coaching is just great because there's accountability, and it's just a fantastic way to grow your company. Having a relationship with Thrive Time it's just been amazing for MultiClean. Oh my goodness, it frees me up because then I don't have to take a class on search engine optimization or learn marketing or shoot video. That's not what we do. What we do is commercial janitorial service. And you guys are the experts on marketing, and you teach me and hold my hand and show me how to do it right. And therefore, now my company is much, much larger.
Folks, on today's show, we're joined by a real client. He may look like a male model. He may look like a hologram, but he's a real person. He's a longtime client. He's a man that we consider to be a friend of the Thrive Time Show and a friend of mine. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the show, Kevin. Welcome onto the Thrive Time Show. How are you, sir?
Clay, I'm doing great. Had a great Christmas holiday, and I'm glad to be here.
Okay, so first question, can you tell us what is your name, first and last name, and what's the name of your company, sir?
My name is Kevin Thomas, and the name of our company is MultiClean. We are a commercial janitorial service, and we serve the entire state of Oklahoma and Kansas and soon to be Arkansas.
And how long have we worked with you approximately at this point, sir?
It's been about 6-7 years.
Wake up every morning at 3 a.m. because that's when I start my grind in. And I got no time for slumbering and chit-chat talk with a fake friend. I'm on my grind, yeah. I'm on my grind. You need to drive, I'm on my grind.
And we want to welcome all of His Glory Nation from east to west to north to south. Welcome to Kingdom Business Builder with the Kingdom Business Building expert, Clay Clark. All right, we're going to bring Clay on just a minute. First is Kingdom Essentials. Get your Kingdom Essentials all in one pack. Dr. Sherwood made it easy. You can take it anywhere with you. 20% off from Wednesday, June 18th to Friday, June 20th. I think we're in July, so that might be outdated, but you still get deals on it. Grab it today, 20% off. All right, Purely Prepared Patriot. This is my go-to and a lot of people's go-to for hydroxychloroquine, fenben, ivermectin, 40% off, no prescription. Grab it today. I take my ivermectin anytime and every time I travel. All right, red light therapy. There's so many benefits to red light therapy, natural from God, and they try to stop us from using God's perfect ingredients in the world. But Red Life is one of our partners. You can use the promo code His Glory. Complete line, all kinds of different ways you can do red light, and there is many breakthroughs. All right, Texas flood relief. As you know, His Glory was on the ground in Texas. Our hearts and prayers go out to the people of Texas. We had a team there with the His Glory trucks and the His Glory Gators. Your gift to the Texas Flood Relief Fund allows us to mobilize emergency aid, assist in cleanup and recovery efforts, and to pray over people. We did a lot of praying, and we continue to pray and never forget the people of Texas. This was a horrible, horrible tragedy, and our hearts go out to every single one of them. And we want to thank His Glory Nation for, giving us the opportunity to go in and take care of people in Texas and more. All right, those are the updates. It's time for Clay Clark.
Greetings, Super Dave. How are you?
Good, Clay. Every time we start Kingdom Business Builder, I hear that rap song, and it brings a smile to my face. It gives me a little giddy up.
Well, I'll say this real quick for the listeners out there that don't know this. There's three things that are always happening in my mind, and I can't make it stop. I'm always writing songs, I'm always writing books, and I'm always writing business plans. And I've been doing that since, age 15, age 16. And so there's a young man by the name of Brett Rayo, and Brett and I were constantly putting out new music. He and I teamed up together, and so there's usually one song that we're putting out about every 2 days now. So if you say, well, where can I find these songs? If you go to YouTube and you look for Brett Rayo, B-R-E-T-T, Rayo, R-A-I-O. Brett Rayo, he kind of sounds like Justin Bieber. And so Brett Rayo and we put out a lot of new music there. So Dave, I appreciate you featuring that song, On My Grind. You can also go to Rumble and look for On My Grind and find it there. But Dave, in our stack of stuff today, I wanted to start off by sharing a success story from a member of the His Glory Nation. So Dave, are you psychologically prepared to hear from a His Glory member who watches this show, who's implementing what they've learned, who's changing their lives? Dave, are you fired up?
I am fired up. I'm ready.
Okay, here we go. These are real people. They are based in Long Island. I know they look like models. They might look like actors, but they're real people. Listen to this story. Here we go, folks.
I'm Jane.
Hi, Jane.
I do all the scheduling. So I will tell you 100% that we used to go from maybe 2 or 3 phone calls a day to about 20 to 30. And I would say out of that, 80% of people are booking right there on the spot. Right now, we're booked over 3 weeks out.
Dave, this client right here, these people, EnviroDuct, big shout out, big win, EnviroDuct LI. They're in Long Island, EnviroDuct LI, like EnviroDuct Long Island. These guys do great work, great service. They help clean air ducts, dryer vents, chimneys. They help make your house a safe place, clean the air in your house. They're very successful people. Dave, they've increased the number of leads they're receiving by tenfold as a result of doing 2 things. One, they listen to this broadcast. They listen to this particular broadcast from His Glory. The second thing is they reached out, Dave. They said, you know what? We're going to participate in this conversation. We're going to schedule a free 13-point assessment. And Dave, they've diligently implemented everything we've taught them. They're up 10 times with the amount of leads they're receiving. And I want that for everybody watching today's show. So Dave, before we get into our stack of stuff, we're going to help every listener increase the amount of leads they receive by 10x. Why is it so important, Dave, that everybody out there listening to the His Glory Network, that they go out there and thrive in the marketplace, whether it be as an employee or an employer? Why is it so important that anybody who's rocking a His Glory shirt is the kind of person that's showing up to work early, achieving success? There's somebody who gets promoted. There's somebody who has a great work ethic. Why is that such a big thing for all the His Glory to be out there, for the His Glory Nation to be out there leading America's businesses?
Because we're ambassadors for Him. That's what we're called to do, be ambassadors. And as the Lord says, we work as if the Lord's watching us, because He is watching us all the time. And there's nothing greater to be called an ambassador to the Most High God.
Amen to that. So here we go. 5 super moves that you can use. Now, the gentleman that I got this training from years ago, I had him on my podcast. His name is Jerry Vass. And Jerry Vass, folks, if you're out there watching today's show and you're looking for one of the best sales books of all time, his name is Jerry Vass. He's no longer with us. He's gone on to be with Jesus. So if you go to Amazon.com, we'll go there right now. I was the last interview he ever did, by the way. And he wrote a book called Soft Selling in a Hard World. And it is a phenomenal book. And I'm going to be teaching you some of the principles from that book and applying it to today's modern businesses. So again, that's Jerry Vass, Soft Selling in a Hard World. So Jerry Vass wrote in his book, don't say anything you can't prove. be able to prove everything you say. He called that the law of credibility. Let me try that again. Jerry Vass came up with this thing called the law of credibility. Don't say anything you can't prove. Be able to prove everything you say. So on today's show, we're talking about how to ethically sell more with the law of credibility. How to sell more now with the law of credibility. So Dave, I think when people hear about sales, there's an initial stigma we get. We're thinking maybe about a car dealership that lied to us, a gym membership that lied to us, maybe an insurance product that we were lied to about. We think about a financial product that doesn't work. Dave, why do we as consumers typically think about poor sales professionals and sales manipulation when we think about the word sales?
Because there is not enough integrity out and good salespeople and good companies. That's why if you take this program and you implement Kingdom Business Builder, you're going to be set apart from the rest.
Amen to that. So here we go. This is what we taught that couple, the husband, wife, and their kid. They're the Long Island-based business. This is what we taught them. We're going to teach you as well. Again, these are real people. Look at these people. These are great, real people having massive success implementing real systems. Again, so here we go. So step number 1, you got to gather video testimonials. So let me just give an example. Dave, I know this, you know this, we know this because we talk every week. If you go to hisglory.me, you have interviews with General Flynn, Julie Green, Eric Trump, and that's just a starter pack. If we go to hisglory.me, look at this. You do interviews with Laura Logan, you do interviews with Roger Stone, Laura Trump, Peter Navarro, Tom Holman, Kash Patel, Joseph Z, pretty much the Trump administration. I mean, you've interviewed these people, Mike Lindell, the who's who in the Trump administration zoo, you've interviewed them at hisglory.me. But if we didn't have video evidence of that, if we had not documented that had happened, that would be maybe unbelievable. That's that phrase, unbelievable. I don't believe it. Let me do another example. One of my clients I work with, and I have so many examples I can show you. It's called Papa Gallo's Pizzeria. They're based in Satellite Beach, Florida. Satellite Beach, Florida is where they're based. It's called Papa Gallo's, Pizzeria. And they have video testimonials from thousands and thousands of real customers that have come in to purchase and to order and to partake in their pizza. Another example, Make Your Dog Epic. We train dogs. We don't make pizza. We don't clean ducks. We train dogs. MakeYourDogEpic.com. We have literally thousands of video testimonials and Google testimonials from real people. Dave, why do we as business owners typically not document in a consistent way video testimonials and or video evidence? Why don't we do that?
Because we don't prioritize it. I think prioritizing it is so important to highlight what you're saying you're going to do, you actually did in a video form. That's giving you credibility.
And I'll say this for anybody out there, when you're trying to sell to somebody, sell ethically, you're trying to sell something, you're kind of in a court of law where the customer doesn't believe you and you have to provide evidence to prove that what you're saying is true. So if you go to thrivetimeshow.com, we have Eric Trump coming up here September 25th and 26th. He'll be at the workshops. Eric Trump will be there. You'll be there. Julie Green will be in the house. Amanda Grace will be there. But when you click on testimonials, and I'm not exaggerating, folks, we have over 2,000 client success stories dating back over 20 years. This is unbelievable. It doesn't seem believable. So much so that what I said, I don't think a lot of people believe what I just said. And they have to go to thrivetimeshow.com/testimonials to believe it. When I tell people it's $250 or whatever price you want to pay for our conferences, people go, I can't believe it. How does that even work? What? So you've got to get video testimonials. The second is you got to get case studies. And so what's a case study? A case study is a documentation that proves what you're saying is real. It's an evidence-based proof statement that what you're saying is real. So I encourage everybody right now during the break, go to thrivetimeshow.com, click on testimonials, and learn more about our upcoming conference, September 25th and 26th. I've been doing these for 20 years. I'm telling you right now, I believe it to be the world's best business conference. But I encourage everybody out there, don't believe me. Go to thrivetimeshow.com, click on the testimonials button, look at the thousands upon thousands of video testimonials, and make the determination yourself as to whether this life-changing business conference is for you and your family. And if you're out there today saying, how do I get a ticket? Just go to thrivetimeshow.com. That's thrivetimeshow.com. Again, during the break, check it out. That's thrivetimeshow.com.
Zero In is a product that's really what it says it is. It helps you zero in on performance, zero in on what you're focused on.
Zero In's really simple. It's dopamine and serotonin on demand. You want mental focus, clarity, cognitive function, feel good, sleep good. We're made to be amazing. We just haven't unlocked the potential until now.
President Trump has a bold new vision to help secure America's future through the power of cryptocurrency. Partnering with pioneers like Elon Musk, he's turning crypto into the next frontier of financial freedom. But how can you advance your retirement in this digital age? Introducing Block Trust IRA, the world's first AI-driven platform designed to help your cryptocurrency investments thrive. Thousands of retirees nationwide are already securing their futures with Block Trust IRA and receive up to $2,500 in funding bonuses. The experts in accelerating wealth retirement.
And we are back with Clay Clark, Kingdom Business Builder. Clay, we were talking in the break about the success story. I love to hear success stories of Jesus and working with you to build their business.
Well, you have Jane, that's the wife here. You got Ron, that's the husband. This is their son, Gavin. I'm going to play a little bit more because these are real people that really listen to his glory. They're praying, they're working, they're putting in the work, and they're finally achieving success by implementing a proven plan. Here we go. So real quick, Jane, you just said, I want to make sure we get this right, that you went from 2 to 3 phone calls per day to 20 or 30 phone calls a day. Is that right?
Yes.
Wow. And so as the scheduler, what would you say to somebody out there watching today's show, a doctor, a dentist, a lawyer, somebody who's not getting their phone ringing? What advice would you have for somebody out there that maybe listens to the Thrive Time show, but they're not getting a lot of leads yet?
Yeah. What your company helped us do is organize us and get us on the track.
Dave, right there. Getting organized, getting on track. It wasn't an effort thing. It wasn't a motivation thing. They needed to know what to do. So step number 2, you got to have case studies. And people say, Clay, why do you have all your books available for free to download? If you go to thrivetimeshow.com/free-resources, I hear this all the time. Clay, I've gone up there. I've seen your 30 plus books. I'm downloading them. I'm reading them, and they're free. And I just can't quite understand how you make any money. Are you selling my data? What are you doing? And I say, well, these are case studies. I'm filling your brain with examples, ample examples that your mind can handle of real people, because how I make money sustainably and ethically is I help real businesses to grow their real company. But Dave, so many people have told me, they've said, Clay, I've actually downloaded your books for free. We had one guy the other day, true story. His name is Ronnie, and he told me he had listened to our show for 9 consecutive years. And he said, I've downloaded almost every book that you've written for free. And at a certain point, I started feeling bad. And he said, my wife told me I should come to one of your conferences. He came to the conference. His whole life has changed. We've helped him grow his home remodeling company in Texas. I'm not exaggerating. He's 3 times larger. This is already a multi-million-dollar company. So again, you got to provide case studies, video testimonials. Step number 3, Dave, I want to get your thoughts on this. We got to gather Google reviews. We got to get Google reviews. And people, Dave, I'm going to take my wife this weekend to Bentonville, Arkansas. Okay. To Bentonville, Arkansas. I'm taking her. We're looking at a couple. We're always expanding the farm, and we're going to Bentonville, Arkansas. So Dave, when I go to Bentonville, Arkansas, there's a nice place there called Pinnacle Drive, okay? Pinnacle Drive. There's an Embassy Suites over there. There's nice restaurants. There's a lot of things to kind of see and do in that area. But Dave, before I take my wife, my wonderful wife of 24 years, before we go to a restaurant, before we decide to go eat here at Uptown Kitchen or in Tap House or Chewy's or the Top Golf or I don't know, wherever we're going to go eat, why would I and most of your listeners read some kind of Google reviews before we decide to invest our hard-earned money in going to a restaurant? I mean, when it's all said and done, why do we as consumers, before we walk into these beautiful restaurants, why do we all look up Google reviews? Why do we do that, Dave? Why do we all read Google reviews?
Because time and money is so precious that we want to make sure that we're making the best time decision and also financial decision. And that's why the reviews will help.
And I'll say this too. I don't say it enough, but I'll say this to you directly on your show so your listeners can know this. When we did the Reawaken Tour, we did 24 events. I was talking to Jim Brewer about this morning, the comedian Jim Brewer. We did 24 events. I call it the amazing money-losing machine, but I found a creative way to lose a lot of money hosting these. And you did not charge me a dime to host the baptisms. And every event we ever did, I always wanted to make sure there was a praise and worship session. There was an opportunity for you to come down and preach and teach and to do. There was a time of prayer and healing. You came out and did that. You'd often bring Amanda Grace or Julie Green or other faith leaders, Lance Wallnow, etc. You would host the baptisms, and you never charged me a dime for that. And the reason why I'm saying that is because a lot of people, we're a year past now. We stopped the tour. It's been about a year. President Trump's in the White House, and some people have reached out to me, and they're like, hey, did you have to pay His Glory for the baptisms? And I said, no, we did not. And so more and more people have reached out to me going, Dave, you were around Dave for 4 years. Is he the real deal? Come on, tell me. And I'm going, yeah, really, behind the scenes, Dave and I, all we wanted to do was lead people to Christ. That was the focus of what we were trying to do. Yeah, we wanted to save a country, but we wanted to lead people to Christ. And more people have started to hear maybe rumors or proof statements or examples that, wow, the Reawaken Tour in conjunction with His Glory or vice versa did over how many baptisms, Dave? How many did we have?
Over 7,500.
Yeah. So I'm going to pull this up. Let me just give an example. So we're in Nashville, Tennessee, and you guys would make these incredible videos. I called them recaps. I'm not sure what you called them, but they were like a recap of the event, of the energy of the weekend, documenting what happened. I'm going to pull this up on my screen so people can see it. I don't know how well the audio will translate, but I'm going to pull this up real quick here. And you guys faithfully shot these and recorded these in addition to doing the baptism. So watch this, folks. Here we go. So this is like 5 a.m. Look at the line of people in Nashville, Tennessee. There's Jim Brewer. I was just talking to Jim, as I mentioned. There's Aaron Antis, General Flynn. There's Eric Trump, the Fiber Conservatives. Eric Trump again coming out there. Eric's having a good time out there. We're greeting Eric Trump. Eric gets a hold of his father on the phone, says, hello, how you doing? You've got Eric rocking the mic, the red, white, and blue microphone under the big top there, Nashville, Tennessee, Pastor Greg Locke's church. You've got people in the audience having a great time. Eric's interacting with them. You got Greg Locke bringing some great energy, making it happen. And I'm trying to narrate what you're seeing here, but we have to sometimes see these things to prove that they happened, because if you weren't there and you did not know they happened, it might be hard to believe that all of these speakers were all at the same event at the same time. It just doesn't seem believable when people say, wow, that many people, you guys were in a tent, Simone Gold in a tent? You guys were in a tent? You got what Pastor Mark Burns in a tent? You guys actually did this event in a tent. We go, oh yeah. And I wish I would have got more video of the lack of parking. It was wild in there. Dr. Sherry Tenpenny. But again, if you're watching today's video and you have a business workshop, if you have a business, you got to work on your business, Dave. You got to get out there and say, you know what? I'm going to get these video testimonials. I'm going to get case studies. I'm going to get Google reviews. Number 4, we got to document our successes, your wins, your successes, your history. It's like professional sports. They do keep score. It's so important that every business owner watching today's show, that you gather objective reviews. You got to gather your success stories, your wins. What am I saying? Step 1, get the video testimonial. Step 2, get the case study. Step 3, get the Google reviews. Step 4, document your history. And step 5, consistently. What am I saying? Consistently only ask people to take action that you would actually take. Consistently only ask people to take actions that you would take. So when I tell people, hey, get on over there to bh-pm.com and use promo code His Glory, that's what I actually do, Dave. I actually do that. When I tell people, go to Sherwood.tv, check out the Sherwood products. If you eat the Kingdom Fuel products, by the way, I'm down 14 pounds in less than 30 days by eating the Kingdom products. These are real things I would actually do. And Dave, people can smell it. If you're out there and you're trying to grow a successful ministry or a business or organization of some kind, Dave, if you're pitching something that you don't believe in, your audience can smell it. They can feel it. They can pick up on it. There's something about, Dave, there's something about it. We as believers, people with discernment, we can pick up, we can feel it when somebody's selling us something they don't believe in. Dave, you came from corporate America. I'm sure you've seen it before, and I'll be vague. I don't want to get you sued, but I'm sure you've seen in a boardroom, somebody's pitching a product that's probably not the best for the people that use it or the environment or the health of the consumer, but somebody pitches it anyway. Could you talk about that, Dave, how as Christians we need to handle this issue of selling things that we actually believe in?
Well, it's integrity. You got to have a moral compass to do that. And I say this to many people. I couldn't go back and be a director at a Fortune 100 company again. Just some of the unethical things. And it's getting worse in today's society of, trying to make a buck, push things through on the quarter. I was just watching the banks come in at their finances. Every one of the banks hit the ball out of the park in their earnings. I don't buy that. There's too much fraud going on. And that's why if you can sell something that you believe in, that's the best thing.
So again, we're talking about the law of credibility. I want to help everybody out there. I like to give examples, because it helps you really get some texture to it to know that what I'm saying is true, but also it seems more achievable. So let's go back here real quick because I want you to see this. You have this company, okay, called Enviroduct. And I think people think, I want to be successful, but I don't know that I can do what these guys do here at Enviroduct. Let's hit play on this video. I want you to see these are real people, real His Glory listeners having real success. Here we go.
Of being seen by the community. And now when I talk to people, they're saying, I want to book with your company, and they're willing to wait 2 weeks for an appointment.
And you guys are in Long Island, which, by the way, is a heavily competitive marketplace. I mean, you guys are in New York. There's a lot of people in the upper Northeast, and we have a lot of clients we work with that are in a very competitive market. Jane, what do you say to somebody out there that's in the Northeast, restaurant, doctor, dentist, lawyer, whatever, where the cost of real estate is high? It's a pressure cooker environment up there, a lot of people per square foot. What do you say about the impact of having an organized marketing plan has made on your company?
It made all the difference. 100%. It made all the difference. We are now the #1 duct cleaner on the east end of Long Island. People are seeing our business. All of that is driving them to our website that, is organized. It's beautiful. And all the pieces are together now. So if someone, sees the website, they're making the phone call, they're getting an appointment, they're happy, and they're recommending us to somebody else.
All right, Tribe Nation, on today's show, we have an opportunity to interview real business owners, real people that have a real company, and they could be holograms, they could be male models, but no. These are real entrepreneurs, and I'm super excited for you to hear their story. Gavin, welcome onto the Thrive Time Show. How are you, sir?
Great. Super excited to be here.
Dave, you can just feel the sincerity of these people. I encourage everybody out there, let's get serious. Let's get passionate. Let's seize the day. Let's understand that every day we have is a gift from God, and what you do with it is a gift to God. So everybody out there, let's revere the day. Let's seize the day. Let's get excited about this is the day that the Lord has made. We're going to rejoice and be glad in it. Let's take action. Let's go to thrivetimeshow.com and let's request those tickets. Join Eric Trump right here, Tulsa, Oklahoma, Julie Green, Tulsa, Oklahoma, September 25, 26. Use promo code His Glory for a discount, a chance to win backstage passes. That's thrivetimeshow.com. Thrivetimeshow.com. Use promo code His Glory. What promo code? Use promo code His Glory at thrivetimeshow.com.
Clay Clark is here somewhere. Where's my buddy Clay? Clay's the greatest. I met his goats today. I met his dogs. I met his chickens. I saw his compound. He's like the greatest guy.
I ran from his goats, his chickens, his dogs.
So this guy's like the greatest marketer you've ever seen, right? His entire life, Clay Clark, his entire life is marketing.
4,000% from February to February. Now I can better that. Okay, Clay, I don't think you know this. I'm pinching myself, and if I cry, forgive me. In the last 2.5 days, we have bettered our entire month of February. In the last 2.5 days. So, and the phone's blowing up. Everything's just blowing up. You're right. It is like a rocket ship. So we're pinching ourselves, actually.
I learned at the Academy, Kings Point in New York, acta non verba. Watch what a person does, not what they say.
But I recognized at the age of 15, I'm going, you know what? I am not going to live that way. And so I started a company out of my parents' basement called djconnection.com. And I decided I am going to have success. And so I reached out to millionaires and people that I kind of knew through church and friendships and people that parents of my friends. And I said, what book would you recommend that I read? I'm a 15-year-old asking this question. True story. And I kept being told, you got to read.
Hello, Robert Kiyosaki, Rich Dad Radio Show. It's an exciting time. Also, I think a treacherous time, a spooky time also. But it's always, danger is a good time. Today, my guest is Clay Clark, and I went out with Tom Wheelwright to visit Clay with Eric Trump also. And the reason I want to talk to Clay this morning is a very important subject called study. And the reason I say that is things are changing so fast, and many people are completely missing the show. Things are changing at rapid speed. Technology is changing. And so I went to Tulsa, again, with Tom Wheelwright and Eric Trump. And the thing I was so impressed about Clay is this word called study. I don't know, you guys must be in your water or something, Clay, but boy, I was so impressed how big you guys are. But what really impressed me was you have this huge congregation. They're all about guys your age. They're on fire. And you start your classes at 5 a.m. Now, let me talk to you about study here. We show our books here. Now, this is how I study. This is The Creature from Jekyll Island. It's on the Fed. And Clay's doing the same thing. We study. So I go out to Clay's place in Tulsa, Oklahoma. He's built this huge compound out there. And you guys start at 5 o'clock in the morning. It's not by Zoom. They drive there. They show up 5 o'clock, bright-haired, bushy-tailed and all this. And they're on fire. Your group is on fire. So that's what was on Clay, this technology. You tell your group, I was so impressed. Because, like I said, studies became a bad word. I got into fights in my own company because our staff didn't want to study anymore. And I don't know how they cannot do that. So, Clay, anyway, welcome to the Rich Dad Radio Show. That's what I want to talk to you about, is how do you do it? 5 o'clock in the morning, you have hundreds of people showing up in your huge auditorium on your property to study. Anyway, welcome to the show, Clay, and what turns you on so much? That's what I want to know. Give us a little about your background.
Karime Schofield, and the name of our company is Whistle While You Clean.
I am Sophia Schofield.
We live in Cincinnati, Ohio, and we service the tri-state, so Kentucky, Ohio, Indiana.
We were getting a phone call, and we were like, why is someone calling our business line? That's unusual, and we picked it up, and it was a lead.
I mean, it's been incredible, Clay. We've gone from 0 to 100% growth. We're like a full functioning company. It's great. We're blown away at how well we're doing. So working with you guys have really taught us a lot about generating leads and pursuing our Dream 100. So we have a list of customers that we want to market to. And so we've been making phone calls, we've been showing up in person. We're trying to get near the businesses that they would visit if they were visiting like a hair salon or something. And then we start calling them and we just start pursuing them. And then the other thing that we do is when we do cleans, we take a lot of video testimonials and we post those to our website so other customers can see. And then we also upload a lot of images of the things that we do. And so we're also asking our clients for Google reviews after we've cleaned their houses. And so it's this constant cycle of doing those things over and over and over again. I would say if you're on the fence, go to one of Clay's conferences. They are hilarious. They're fun. They're educational. They're so good that even my teenagers like them. And I would say don't let fear hold you back. If you want to start a business, do the obvious thing and hire someone who knows how to run businesses. If I wanted to get in shape, I'd hire a gym person, a personal trainer. This is like the personal training for business. It has been absolutely amazing. I mean, our coach is encouraging. When he first met with us, he said, do we want him to be like a drill sergeant with us? What level of intensity do we want him to give us? And I will say he is incredibly, incredibly encouraging all the time, and he just hits the same mark with us every single time. It's very repetitive, but I think we both really learn a lot every time we sit down and have a conversation with him over the phone. He keeps pushing us to go further, and he can recognize when we're afraid to do something, and he'll give us a little bit of grace, but that next week he's drilling us again, like pushing us to go harder. Our no-brainer offer is we are offering your first clean for $1. And that sounds absolutely insane. It even sounded insane when I was talking over it with our business coach. And I will tell you that that has generated some of our hugest clients. I mean, that has been like a game changer because it opened up the door to more clients, more recommendations, more leads. And we were surprised how far that dollar clean got us.
How important has it been for you to work out that scripting, even though you offer $1 for the first clean? How important has it been for you to nail that down?
It's been really important because it kind of it hones in so that you're not just all over the place when you're trying to explain what it is that you do. And a lot of times it's like you're a good person offering a good product and you have integrity and you want to communicate that. But when you go to communicate without a script or without practice, it's just like a mess coming out of your mouth, as opposed to having this, honed in practice where you know what you're going to say, you know how you're going to say it, and you can almost expect better results when you do it that way.
Had you ever been an entrepreneur before starting this particular business?
No, never.
Did you ever think about wanting to own your own business someday? Or what was the first time you thought, maybe I would like to open my own business?
Absolutely. I've probably been dreaming about it for about 10 years.
Okay. And let me go to your daughter here. Had you ever thought about wanting to team up and open your own business? Or was that something that you were maybe excited about or not so much?
Well, for me, my parents would always listen to your podcast and business podcast. And as I started listening to them, I started realizing that I wanted to own a business.
It's www.whistlewhileyouclean.com. Honestly, the hardest thing was getting over the fear. It was the fear of the unknown. There was like a cloud of doubt that, you can't do this, you're going to fail. There was a few sleepless nights there when we did pull the trigger and join your team and start the coaching process. Even my husband put a little bit of pressure on me from time to time because it was just absolutely scary to take that jump and actually start a business.
Whoa,